Hey everyone, it's GetBlock Podcast, episode 3, and today we have a very special guest, Abdullah Khawaja.
Yes,
Guys, not only is our speaker just 19 years old, he has already created a public goods protocol on Solana for the fair distribution of humanitarian aid. Besides that, he pitched it at the UN. Actually, this is one of the first time maybe I have heard something like that. And he already introduced the product to the World Economic Forum. So, today we are going to cover a plethora of topics starting from Solana to AI to social goods in blockchain and so on. And Abdullah would be perfect and unique speaker to talk about this. So, Abdullah, great to hear from you. Great to see you. Thank you for coming. Let's go. And just to start, please, can you introduce what you are doing, what you have built,
yes.
and
So I'll.
just a few words to our
Mhm.
audience?
So basically, my name is Abdullah Khawaja, as you heard. I got into the field of coding and programming and humanitarian aid distribution since a very young age. Actually, since 9 years old, I was volunteering with my dad. So actually, I built a product, as you heard, on the Solana blockchain to help centralize and help distribute aid in a fair and humanitarian way using blockchain technology.
Okay. So, this might be a sort of trivial question for me, but how did you come up with the idea of creating such a service? Like from your experience, a couple of years with your family, your father, uh, how did you decide to move this to such an eccentric technical basis like blockchain?
So basically, as I mentioned before, I've been volunteering since a very young age, distributing aid, going with my dad on the field, distributing aid with using my hands and collecting the refugees' documentation, making sure that everyone got something. And I've been doing this since when I was 9, and we used to distribute aid at least once a month, if not twice in 1 month. And I noticed that there was an issue where some refugees would complain that they aren't getting aid, but we actually checked the paperwork and we found out that we did give everyone aid. So we assumed they were just asking for more. But then later on, we realized that some refugees would stand in line again and they would claim aid that is not meant for them, is meant for the others. They did that because the system was very outdated. We actually used to had pen and paper and just get photocopies of their IDs, make sure and give them the aid. So sometimes they would photocopy two IDs, and we wouldn't realize until after we distributed the aid and checked all the documents because we were on the field, so we were just rushing on time to distribute aid as quickly as possible so we can move on. And this issue had been happening since a very long time, and I tried creating solutions for it using normal Python script, normal Excel files even. But the issue always came to privacy and centralization concerns because if I go to your NGO, if you have an NGO, Vlad, and I have an NGO, and basically there's an issue where we don't want to share personal data of refugees with each other because you're a separate NGO, I'm a separate NGO. I can maybe sell it off or you can sell it off. So we can't really have a centralized system without risking the refugees' identities. So actually, I came to Berlin for my studies, and I was invited by my good friend to a hackathon, Solana hackathon. And I was thinking of an idea to come up with. And when I heard their speech and their presentation about Solana, about security, about blockchain, I flashed back to when I was 9 and remembered all of these issues. And I was like, wait, I can somehow create this system and at the same time have it secure using Solana. So it was during that hackathon, I worked day and night actually. I didn't sleep for 2, 3 days. And I came up with this solution using Solana blockchain and crypto to create a system on the blockchain where it would basically essentially convert the refugee's physical ID into uh, ID on the blockchain. So we would scan their QR code and it would convert that QR code into a wallet address. It would basically create them a wallet on the blockchain. And what we would do is we would issue tokens to ourselves, and then we would distribute those tokens uh, to the refugees. So we would basically have in control. You can think of it not as a meme coin, but we basically issued ourselves 10 million tokens, and we would issue one token per refugee, marking it as aid distributed to this refugee. So it would go on the blockchain, and everyone can see, oh, this number was issued one aid. So this way it would be centralized. Plus, for my NGO and your NGO, we would just see numbers. So for us, it would not be, we wouldn't see personal information. That's basically how.
That's like pretty balanced system with no single point of centralization, and actually resource effective. Like I suppose it's
Correct.
But first of all, Abdullah, it is inspiring and touchy on so many levels. Like every piece of your story is like, I don't know, something next level.
Thank you.
You already started describing, covering that, but on a very high level, what is the architecture of your project? What are main parts? Without going too deep in technical stuff.
Okay, I'll try to keep it simple as possible. But basically, as I said before, we have the refugee's ID. We take the refugee's ID, we use our mobile phones, we scan
It's a physical ID, like a normal ID, like
ID or
passport.
their ID on their phone. We would scan the QR code or the number, like we would read it on the phone. Then it would take that number, it would save it, and using that number, it would create a wallet address on the Solana blockchain platform. So it's basically taking the ID and making a wallet, like a normal Bitcoin wallet, for that refugee, and it would be tied to his ID. So for me, I would just see a number, like a wallet address. But if I scan the refugee's ID again, that his ID would be linked to that wallet address. And then I can see, oh, this person is linked to this address. What it does then is it creates the wallet address, it stores it in the blockchain. And me, as the NGO, I'm on the field currently distributing aid. So I have refugees lined up. I would scan their ID, I would issue them the aid, and once I scan them the ID, I would go on my phone and I would say send aid. So when I click that send aid button, it would basically send them a token from my wallet, from the NGO's wallet, to their wallet address, marking as aid has been claimed, and it would show up on everyone's blockchain. So let's say you're also a donor and you donated money, but how would you know that I'm actually distributing aid? So once you donate money, you're also assigned a bill address that's linked to the wallet. So you can see on the blockchain, you would see transactions. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, until whatever amount you donated. So you would be verifying, okay, my money is going to where he's actually saying it's going. That's how it works in simple terms. It basically creates a ID for the refugee, a wallet ID on the blockchain.
Okay, I think that's what I was asking about. So there are roles like refugee, distributing NGO, and maybe some donating NGO. Yep.
Yes,
This.
correct.
Okay, I got it. So the point of mapping or real humans to blockchain addresses is like the application that scans IDs. Yep.
Yes.
Okay. So technically, the project is on Solana.
Yes, correct. It is
Two
on.
questions. Two questions from me.
Go ahead.
First one, why Solana? And what would you have chosen if not Solana?
Okay. So why on Solana? Because Solana has low fees. It is very high speed. And best part is because you're dealing with so much data. Let's say I want to scale. It is very easy to scale with Solana. It's very scalable. It's low fees. It's high speed. So those are the 3 points I would say. That's why I chose Solana. And as for your other question, if not Solana, then what? I would probably choose Ethereum L2S because it gives me the same things as Solana. If like, it would be my second option would be Ethereum L2S, if not Solana. But definitely Solana.
I see. Then, Okay, then let's move to maybe one question from less technical part of our talk. Like the whole project is non-profit, if I got it right.
Correct. That is correct.
It still has some expenses to cover, starting from gas fees, infrastructure payments because it has an application, like scanning mechanisms and so on. How are you going to handle that
So
in
Vlad,
foreseeable future, like in like year or two or three?
that's actually a very good question, and I get that question asked quite often. And basically, I tell everyone this that because I was on the field, I solved this issue because I was there in person looking at the problem. And we see the NGOs, they have employees on the office work called data entry people. So they pay them to actually take that data and enter it into a computer system, make sure everyone's all on the system, making sure there has not been any duplication. So you're keeping all of these people in the office. You're paying for electricity. You're paying their salaries. You're paying their health insurance. So you have all of these costs you're paying for physical employees. And some NGOs, big ones, they have like 20, 30 people in one office space with computers just entering data. That's all they're doing. They have stacks of paper entering data. So if you actually factor in how much they're paying all of these employees, even if they're paying them minimum wage, let's say they're paying them around €1,000 per month. Even if they're paying 30 people 1,000 per month, that's €30,000 per month just gone on data entry people. So actually, if you move to my system, you would be paying less than half. You would be covering the gas fees plus NGOs mark a lot of expenses as office expense. So this would come under the office expense, but it would also save them so much money that the money they're saving is going to go back to the refugees. So my system is more better and more practical in terms of budgeting and saving money for the uh, NGOs.
Yep. But
Sorry, Vlad, can I ask you a question? Just a quick one.
okay, okay.
Yeah, sure. I was just curious, Abdullah. You just mentioned that there are so many people on the field, offices, then data entry people. Have you ever faced any kind of confrontation with those already existing organizations, or they helping to people, or they like kind of open-minded? Everyone is really cool with your idea, because I see it as a existing as a system that was existing for years or even decades, and now you have this new product, a revolutionary one. So, can you tell us about this?
So actually, when I'll just jump to before this product, actually, I had an idea, as I said, for Excel or creating a Python script. So I pitched it to the NGOs, and they would always decline my request because they would have issues with privacy and scalability, as well as centralization. So when I pitched them my new idea about aid ledger, and when I talked to them about it, they were actually very impressed, and they were actually also when I explained them how it worked, they were actually astonished that no one else thought of this product so far. And I heard a lot of good reviews because people who were doing data entry, they could now go do other stuff in the office, like help with the distribution. They can help with packing the boxes because they also had double duties when they were doing data entry. So now they can focus on their duties now, and we can eliminate the people for data entry and save money on the NGOs too, and let them go home early as well. So I faced a lot of positive feedback on my project.
Yeah, because I suppose it cuts overhead by orders of
Yes,
magnitude.
correct.
Well, so well, actually, it looks nice. Uh, well, I already know, and we and Sergey already knows that you have introduced the concept to some global organizations like the UN and WEF. And that's massive. You're so young. So please tell us a little about that, how that was, what was the reaction, what was the challenges. So please share your success story.
So actually, after the hackathon, after I pitched Aid Ledger here in Germany at the Solana hackathon, I had a unique opportunity to travel to the World Economic Forum and meet people and meet leaders in the field. Actually, I was just walking on the street and you could see the CEO of the World Bank walking next to me. I saw the King of Brussels just pass by me. I talked to the president of Poland actually just on the street. We were just discussing, and I met many key figures in the NGO, in the charity field, in the aid field, and many world leaders actually as well. And uh, we were discussing the idea of aid distribution, and they were talking about all of the aid and how much aid gets wasted and all of these factors. And when I told them about my Aid Ledger project, they were amazed by the project, and they actually gave me their email addresses. They told me we want to hear all of this. I met with some key figures in the UNHCR. Told them about my idea. They loved.
Please a little
Yes,
disambiguate for our audience. It's a United Nations Office of Refugees,
yes,
or
correct. United Nations Office of Refugees. So they're in charge of all of the refugees the UN takes care of. So when I met with the people in the UN, they linked me up with the refugee office, and they love the idea and they're ready to implement it. Actually, I'm working with them currently to implement Aid Ledger in their systems. And I believe next month or the month after, I'm going to travel back to Swiss, hopefully to visit their offices again and implement it and make this a functional thing so they can start using it and save money.
well, that's impressive. So, if we sum up, the general feedback and general reactions were positive.
Yes, yes.
Yes. Okay. So, please, Sergey, maybe you want add something?
Yeah, actually, I have a question. You actually told us that some of the organizations were having this problem with the data, with the privacy, and I'm just curious, how do you planning or probably already solved this matter with the regulation, with the privacy, because you process a lot of personal data, and what is your plan in this on this matter?
Okay, so actually, you're also right because blockchain is very transparent and you can see everything on on blockchain. But I have two things. So on chain, I do the transactions like the wallet address plus the proof of transaction, so like the receipt. But off chain, what we do is we verify the identities and we deal with the sensitive information. So on chain, what you would see is just wallet addresses getting transactions, getting paid by this address. So for you and me, as normal human beings, it would be just like any other blockchain transaction, just going to this address, going to this address. But for the NGOs who are actually distributing the aid, once they scan the physical ID, then the physical ID, like the private key, is linked to the public key. So the refugees obviously have the private key, and the blockchain stores the public key. And then the NGO acts like the man in the middle, basically. Once they scan, they link two keys together. So that's how I deal with the privacy concerns. I do not store any private information on chain.
Got it. And have you already created your own NGO for this project?
Actually, no. So I'm creating the system for the NGOs to use. So my project basically would work with NGOs to implement my system in their existing systems.
Okay, got it. No, no.
Well, and I just come with questions that I wasn't planning.
Sure.
So, um, have you already thought about explaining this, the complexity of this? How would you actually explain this to the recipients of the aid? Because there might be person of age, or might be person who's not good with techniques, with smartphones. Have you already discussed maybe some? How could you explain this to the refugees, to the final recipients?
Okay, so that's also a good question. So actually, at first, when I was creating this project, I wanted the refugees to install an app and register and scan their IDs and all that. But then I realized that, as you mentioned, also the age factor, plus not a lot of refugees are good with tech. Some don't even have smartphones. The age is a factor. There's many factors to this. So the best thing about this is for the refugees, it's the same thing they were doing before. So instead of it's also saving them money, because now instead of going to the printer shop and photocopying their ID and giving the paper to us, what they have to do nowadays is just bring their original ID to us, and we, the NGO, would basically have their ID, scan their ID for them, and give them back and issue them the aid. And if they're not registered, that's even a good thing. So we would take their ID, register them, and it takes seconds because Solana is also fast. So once we register them, we give them back their original ID and issue them the aid. So they don't need to do anything, the refugees. It's all the work of the charity, and they're the ones who are registering and distributing the aid to the refugees.
So basically, the only point of entry is the ID.
Yes, correct, that's correct.
ID card or digital copy of some
Yes,
ID.
ID card or digital ID card, because every registered refugee has an ID from the UN, or every other
Oh, yeah.
has also an ID from the government, or they have their personal identification to become a refugee.
I'm sure that. Well, like, I suppose we can move to a more general question. Like, what are your plans now for your project and for your career in blockchain? It's two questions instead of one.
Yes.
What's next for Aid Ledger and what next for Abdullah?
So next for Aid Ledger is definitely working with the NGOs currently in the testing phase, and looking for problems, looking for any bugs, seeing how we can enhance Aid Ledger, how we can make it better and implement it. After we resolve all of the issues they currently have, we can then go to other refugee or aid organizations, and we can start implementing it there and having them use the system as well. And as for my personal me as Abdullah, I would love to work on transparency, infrastructure using blockchain, or I would love to work on new projects and unique projects using blockchain. So as Aid Ledger is very unique to blockchain, I don't think you or anyone before I talked to has heard of a project similar to Aid Ledger using the blockchain. So I would like to work on some unique projects. I would love to learn more, because knowledge is endless. You never stop learning. So I would love to learn more about blockchain technologies. And my favorite thing, I would like to teach, and I would like to tell others about blockchain technologies and how they can use it in their fields. Actually, I launched also a club at my university called W3 Club, where we tell students on how they can use blockchain technologies for their own studies. So I'll just give you a quick example. We had a student from the fashion design come to us, and you would assume why fashion design has nothing to do with blockchain, but we actually taught that student how they can use blockchain, and they can turn their ideas into tokens, into coins, as NFTs. They're like fashion cloth designs, and they can start selling them. And they started doing that, and they saw a lot of popularity among other students and among other fellow classmates. So I want to educate people on the blockchain, because I feel like it's the future, and it is the future.
It actually is. It actually is. And just to understand, where do we start? You are master student right now.
No, bachelor's.
Bachelor
Yes.
student. And you graduate in
2028.
2028.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, you have a lot of time.
And at which university, by the way?
So currently I'm going to Macromedia University. It's a private university in Berlin, but next semester I am shifting to Technical University Berlin, which is a very recognized public university in Germany.
And what is your bachelor workload? Field of area, faculty
So
or chair?
I'm doing computer science and AI studies currently at the university. And yeah, that's about it. And on the side, I go to W3 Hub, where I just work on some projects related to crypto, and just hang out, meet people with the same mindset, and work on crypto technologies and hear what's new in the game,
Well, that's massive. That's massive. Okay, Sergey, maybe you have something to ask.
Yeah, I actually was curious about, you already mentioned that you're based in Berlin, Germany, and you're a part of Super Team Super Team Germany, right?
Yes, correct, correct.
Great. Tell us about it. Probably, uh, yeah, my question is not just about Super Team Germany, it's also about how Solana, if Solana did support you somehow, and how exactly they helped you.
So that's thank you for that as a question as well. So basically, Solana, once they heard about my project, they helped me in ways of networking, and they helped me collaborate with others in the field. They gave me technical support. They told me how like I can implement Solana in my project, how I can lower the fees as well. And once my project gained global attention, and when I went to the World Economic Forum, once I talked to the UN about it, Super Team Germany reached out to me and they said, actually, we would like to invite you as a member. And I joined them officially. It's very nice because it's like a community-driven initiative, and you network with people like you. Uh, they give you discounts in some places too, and you become part of their team. You participate in the hackathons, in their bounties they publish, and they're having a hackathon right now, currently as we speak. And I also submitted another project in the hackathon. So it's a really nice place for people working in tech, people working in blockchain. Very active, a lot happening, so many events. So it's a very nice community, and and Solana really supports them and supported me as well. So I'm very thankful to them.
Yeah, yeah, sounds great. Just a couple weeks ago, we had a conversation with a representative of Super Team Balkan. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
so we do understand that Super Team is a really great community, and I'm happy that actually Solana supports those non-profit projects also. It's a really good thing. Yeah,
Yeah, I
so I'm
agree with you.
happy for you.
Well, and actually, since this is the year of 2026, there is one question I can't avoid.
Mhm.
Like, well, you're already big, you're building a global project, you have introduced it to big guys. So you do know a thing or two. What is your opinion on AI in coding?
Okay. So when people ask me questions related to AI in, let's say, also studies or work or coding, I always give them one answer and a quote actually, that never let the AI become the hand. Let it always be the pencil. So let the AI be the pencil and let your hand control the AI. Since once you let the AI become the hand, then you're not really doing anything. It is doing it for you, and that's not really learning, and that's not really you doing it. It's the AI doing it. So what I say is always use the AI as a tool. It helps in development, it helps in coding, it helps you solve bugs, but don't let it write the whole code. Don't go to cloud, don't say, oh, make me this app, and it does it for you. Always, I say always code so you keep that skill, so you don't lose that skill, and always use AI as a buddy, basically, as an assistant. Have it be there to assist you, have it be there to guide you, to solve your bugs, but never let it do the project for you. So it doesn't really replace the fundamentals, but always have it there as an assistant, because you can't escape AI as well. I can't tell you just don't use AI. I know AI in coding. You're gonna have to use it at some point, and now the world is evolving as well. So always have it as a tool. That's what I would say.
AI as a pencil, not a hand. Well, that's cool metaphor. That's really, and I actually agree with you. As a marketer, I also avoid like this recommendations.
Mhm.
Like I replaced all marketers with AI with these 7 prompts and so
Mhm.
on. Yeah, so I'm on your side here.
Please don't fire me, Vlad.
Please don't. And I can only ask, please don't fire me, Claude. So, guys, yeah. So I suppose we are done with the questions, but I one more time, I can only say that I admire what you're doing,
Thank you.
Abdullah, and
Thank you.
everyone. I cannot imagine people who is not impressed by this concept, and your direction and your energy to make it live. Because just for our audience, this is a live project. You
Yes.
can track it, you can check it. Of course, we will share the link in our GetBlock.
Yes, I actually launched a demo as well. So anyone who, even if I go to any aid organizations and when I explain them the idea, because when you're explaining something to someone, they might not understand the whole concept. They might have questions. So what I like to do is I'm like, here's the link, go play with it, go experiment it, see how it works. And then once I let them experience it and use it, then they have a better understanding and they're like, yes, that is smart. Because when you don't have like a demo, you're explaining, they're like, but they have questions, but they don't understand fully. But once they actually use the tool, then they get the idea. And I think that's the proper way of doing it, always having a demo or something to showcase.
And that's perfect. That's true. That's very true. So, Sergey, I suppose we can wish Abdullah all the best from GetBlock, and yet another time, I would say that both Abdullah and his project will be showcased in GetBlock social media pages in our YouTube, like this podcast will be published in our YouTube. So, that's start of a good friendship, I suppose.
Thank you.
Yeah, I also, from my side, wish you a good luck. If you need, I don't know, any help, any kind of advice, you can feel free to reach us out. Yeah, that was GetBlock Podcast. See you in the next episode, guys.
See you.
Thank you, Abdullah. Thank you, Sergey.